Have you ever tried to think of new activities to use during a lesson or a new tool to assess students? Look no further because Pear Deck can be used for both. My name is Alyssa Glover and I am going to be showing you how to create a Pear Deck presentation to be used in a classroom. If you're not familiar with Pear Deck, no need to worry. Some things that it can be used for are whole group instruction, small groups or stations, and assessments. The easiest way to create a Pear Deck presentation is to begin in Google Slides, and then download the free Pear Deck add-on. This will allow you to open your slides presentation directly through Pear Deck and will allow you to use the features of Pear Deck, which we will discuss here in a moment. If you prefer, you can also create your presentation directly through the Pear Deck website rather than in Google Slides. Either way will allow students to follow along on their own devices, such as Chromebooks or iPads. To import your Google Slides presentation into Pear Deck, all you have to do is click on Add-ons, go to Pear Deck, and then click Open Pear Deck Add-on. Once you have done this, the Pear Deck add-on will work to present your slides in Pear Deck, so you can click Present with Pear Deck. This will open up a new tab where all of your Google Slides will be imported. When you're creating your slides, you can use the Pear Deck add-ons shown over here to add responses to your questions that you're asking. You can do a text response where students can type text. You can do a choice response, which is multiple choice. You can do a number where they have to select a number. And then if you upgrade to premium, you can add add-ons where students are able to draw on the slides or they're able to drag icons to their responses. So let's go over here to our presentation session that we've opened up. It will pop up saying, make sure this browser window is visible on your classroom's projector or smartboard. So you click OK. And this is the code that students will type in on their devices. So I'm going to open up a new tab and open this up in Student View. It will prompt the students to sign in with a Google account, and then they will enter the code provided by their teacher. It will connect and it will say you're in, your teacher will begin shortly. So as the teacher, you have the power to go through the slides and allow students to follow along with you. If you prefer, you can come to this icon over here and you can turn on student paced mode. This will allow students to be able to work through the slides at their own pace. This is good if you're allowing them to do a station or an assessment. That way they're not waiting on you to go through the slides. So I'm going to go through these slides in Student View, and we're going to go through some example slides for math questions in Pear Deck. So my teacher view over here only shows the question, but student view shows the question and it gives me a box to type in my answer. In this case, the student would solve the problem and the answer would be $5.81. Now coming over here to my teacher view, it shows that I have one response. If you choose, you can anonymously display the student responses, and it shows you what your students have typed in. This is a good way to go through your lesson and self-assess where your students are at and what you need to work on. Our second question is a multiple choice. So the student can select the correct answer, which is a trapezoid in this case. And then the same thing goes for the teacher view. You can come over and you can display student responses. And this one actually gives you kind of a bar graph and shows you which answer choices your students are choosing. This is really beneficial if you're doing whole group instruction and you can review with your students and have discussion on their answers. When you're done with your session, you have the option to end it, and you can name the session. So I'm going to call this one Pear Deck Example, and you can save and end the session. This will then end the session, and all of the student responses will be exported. So that's a quick and easy way to learn how to use Pear Deck in a classroom. All of the images in this slideshow presentation were screenshots from Google Slides and from Pear Deck, and this video was created using screencast-o-matic.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned how to use Pear Deck in your own classroom.